Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting informed,
Uh,
packed with surprising facts and hopefully just enough humor to keep you listening.
exactly.
Today, we're jumping into a really interesting mix of articles, some research, observations. It's a bit of a grab bag.
It is.
Our mission, basically, is to sift through all this,
Yeah.
find those little gems of knowledge, and, well, see where they take us, maybe from dancing birds all the way to deep space.
Yeah, it's a fantastic challenge, actually, looking at such diverse sources. And the aim isn't just listing facts, is it? It's about connecting things that might seem totally unrelated.
Finding the links.
Finding the links, yeah. Getting some broader insights, about our world, maybe even our place in the universe. So we'll kick off with some amazing stuff from Earth's ecosystems.
Okay.
Then maybe some human stories, art, innovation. And then, look upwards to the cosmos.
Okay, let's do it. Let's unpack this, maybe starting with something really
Like,
unexpected.
well,
Picture this. Some birds apparently just love dancing.
Yeah.
Like really love it. Not for mating, not fighting for territory, just for the fun of it.
Huh.
Researchers at Charles Sturt University in Australia, they saw cockatoos busting out like over 30 different moves.
30.
Yeah. Side steps, head banging. Sometimes they were listening to a podcast, apparently. Other times it was just silence.
Wow. Just spontaneous dancing.
Spontaneous dancing. What does that even suggest about, animal behavior?
Well, that's actually pretty profound, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's really striking, I think, is how it challenges our usual view, the sort of human-centric idea of intelligence and why animals do things.
Right. We assume it's all survival.
Exactly. Survival, finding a mate, that sort of thing. But this suggests maybe a whole spectrum of other motivations, things not tied to survival.
Like just play or enjoyment.
Maybe even a kind of aesthetic sense. It hints at a capacity for, pure play or maybe appreciation that we've possibly overlooked or at least underestimated in other animals.
That's a really cool thought. Okay, sticking with unique Australian animals. Let's talk koalas.
Ugh, koalas. Often misunderstood.
Totally. Everyone says koala bears, right? But that's wrong.
Completely wrong. They're marsupials.
Marsupials. So like kangaroos and wombats, that
Well,
group.
exactly. Mammals raising their young in a pouch. And they're actually quite closely related to wombats.
Okay. And their lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's something else. Sleeping, 20 hours a day?
Pretty much. It's an astonishing amount.
Why so much?
Well, it's their diet, mainly. Eucalyptus leaves.
Which aren't exactly nutritious, right?
Not only not nutritious, but actually quite toxic to most other animals. Koalas have this incredibly specialized digestive system.
Okay.
It neutralizes the toxins and squeezes out every last bit of energy. But it's a really slow process.
So the sleeping is about conserving energy.
Precisely. Conserving energy while that slow digestion happens.
And they have other quirks too, don't they? Like they're surprisingly loud.
Oh, yes. The males, especially, they make these incredibly loud bellows.
What does it sound like?
Imagine a really loud snore mixed with a deep burp. Something like that.
Okay.
Charming. Campers sometimes complain about the noise. It's mostly for advertising their presence to females or warning off other males.
Right. And what about their physical features? I read something about their hands.
Yeah, they have 2 thumbs on each front paw.
2 thumbs.
Yep. Gives them an amazing grip for climbing trees.
Makes sense.
And here's another amazing detail. Like us, koalas have unique fingerprints.
No way. Really? Fingerprints.
Unique fingerprints. It's a fantastic example of what we call convergent evolution.
Where different species end up with similar features independently?
Exactly. But maybe even more critical than the fingerprints is their resilience. Think about Australia and bushfires.
Yeah. Devastating. How do they cope?
Well, while lots of animals try to flee, koalas have actually been seen taking shelter underground.
Underground? Where?
In wombat burrows.
They use wombat burrows. That's incredible.
It really is. Shows how animals can use their environment, even, relying on other species' work to survive. But these extreme specializations, like the diet, the sleeping, they highlight how nature finds solutions, but also how vulnerable a species can be if its specific environment changes.
Yeah, that makes sense. It really gets you thinking, though. What other amazing adaptations are out there, maybe hidden in plain sight? Like what surprising abilities or behaviors have you, listening now, noticed in animals around you? Even just in your garden or local park? Okay, so let's shift perspective a bit now.
Yeah.
From the wild natural world to how humans interact with it, create within it. Still sticking with Australia for a moment.
Okay.
We absolutely have to talk about Emily Kemptamore. an incredible indigenous Australian painter.
Oh, yes. Her story is remarkable.
And the most amazing fact, for me anyway, is that she didn't really start painting on canvas until she was in her late 70s.
That's right, late 70s. But she'd been an artist her whole life, really.
How so?
Well, her thousands of paintings are just deeply, profoundly connected to her homeland, Alhawker country, and her amateur culture. The designs in her canvas work often came directly from traditional forms like sand drawing, body painting, art forms she'd practiced for decades.
Ah, so the canvas was new, but the art wasn't.
Exactly. She often painted the pencil yam, they call it, kam.
What's significant about that?
It's this really resilient plant, a key food source that survives drought, survives fire. Her paintings show its winding vines, its seeds. It's a powerful symbol of resilience, of her connection to the land, her role as a custodian.
Wow. That's powerful, and people can see her work.
Yes, actually. There's a major exhibition at the Tate Modern in London, running until January 2026, I believe.
Worth checking out. Okay,
Yeah.
from one incredible indigenous figure to another. David Unipon,
Ah, Unipon. Australia's Leonardo, they sometimes call him.
a polymath, right? Inventor, writer.
Absolutely, and largely self-taught. His story is amazing. He designed a sheep shearing device.
I read about that. Modern shears are based on it.
Pretty much, yeah. The mechanical principles, but even more mind-blowing, perhaps. He designed a flying machine.
A flying machine.
Years before the helicopter was properly developed. It had spinning blades, and the design was inspired by the aerodynamics of a boomerang.
That's incredible, taking traditional knowledge and applying it like
So
that.
it really is, and it says so much about the depth and potential of indigenous knowledge systems, doesn't it?
Definitely.
But his impact went way beyond inventions. He was the first Aboriginal author to be published back in 1924.
The first, wow.
Although, tragically, when his book of traditional stories, Legendary Tales of the Australian Aborigines, was published later, in 1930, he wasn't initially given the credit. Someone else was listed as the author.
Oh, that's awful.
It is. But he campaigned his whole life for fairer treatment for First Nations peoples, challenging stereotypes, often facing huge obstacles.
What a legacy.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? How many other unsung innovators, storytellers, especially from marginalized communities, are still waiting for proper recognition?
Yeah.
His image is actually on Australia's $50 banknote now, with a quote about preserving his people's customs, a powerful symbol at least.
It really is. Okay, so speaking of uncovering history, but in a completely different place. This is pure chance, almost. An archaeology student, Katie Joss, on a dig in Orkney, Scotland, near an old Viking hall ruin.
Okay. What did she find?
A 900-year-old carved sandstone head, apparently just rolled out from behind a stone slab right in front of her, complete with quirky eyebrows, the report said.
Just rolled out. Wow. Talk about serendipity.
Right. A 900-year-old face staring up at you.
It's an amazing moment of discovery, isn't it? Finds like that, or even just, finally giving credit to someone like Unipan.
Yeah.
It just reminds us that human creativity, our connection to place, to the land, these are threads running all through history everywhere. They keep shaping how we see the world.
That's a lovely way to put it. Human ingenuity, storytelling,
Yeah.
leaving a mark.
Yeah, that persistent desire.
Okay, well, let's take that thought and lift our gaze upwards to the cosmos.
And the stars.
Let's talk supermoons. We hear that term a lot.
We do.
So the moon's orbit around Earth, it's not a perfect circle, is it?
No, it's elliptical, like a slightly squashed circle, an oval.
Right. So sometimes it's closer, sometimes further away.
Exactly. And when you get a full moon happening at the same time, the moon is at its closest point to Earth. That's what we call a supermoon.
And it looks bigger.
It does, up to about 14% larger in diameter and maybe 30% brighter than a full moon at its furthest point. It can be quite spectacular.
Worth looking out for then. When's the next one?
Let me check. Looks like October 7th, 2025. Mark your calendar.
Will do. But, okay, scientifically, does it actually do anything? Besides looking cool, people talk about tides or even, weird behavior.
Right, the myths. Well, it's important to get the science straight here. All those superstitions about supermoons causing madness or huge floods, basically unfounded.
Okay.
The actual physical effect is pretty small. Ocean tides might be maybe about 2.5 centimeters higher than average high tides.
So an inch higher, you'd barely notice.
You really wouldn't. And the reason it looks so much bigger when it's near the horizon, that's mostly an optical illusion. Our brain compares the moon to things on the horizon, trees, buildings, and makes it seem enormous. Higher up, with nothing to compare it to, it looks more like its usual size. So, yeah, mostly a treat for the eyes.
Good to know. So the biggest impact is just how awesome it looks rather than anything world-changing?
Pretty much.
Okay. Now, from the moon near us, let's go further out, way further out. NASA's Europa Clipper mission.
Ah, yes, this is exciting stuff.
On uncrewed spacecraft, right? Heading to Jupiter's moon, Europa.
That's the one. It's on its way now, should get there in about 4.5 years, so sometime around 2030.
And the mission, it's huge, to see if life could exist there.
That's the core question. Europa has this vast ocean hidden under its icy shell.
An ocean bigger than Earth's.
Scientists think it holds about twice as much water as all of Earth's oceans combined.
Wow. Twice as much, under ice.
Exactly. It makes Europa one of the top candidates for finding life beyond Earth in our solar system.
So Europa's an icy ocean world. Are there others like it?
Oh, yes. Several moons around Jupiter and Saturn fall into that category. Ganymede, which is another of Jupiter's moons, and Enceladus, orbiting Saturn. They're all thought to have liquid water under the ice.
Fascinating. But it must be dangerous out there, near Jupiter.
Extremely dangerous. Jupiter belts out intense radiation, about 20,000 times stronger than what we experience here on Earth.
20,000 times. How does the spacecraft survive that?
Well, that's the Clipper part. Clipper can't actually orbit Europa directly for long periods. The radiation would fry its instruments.
So what does it do?
It'll orbit Jupiter itself, but make these fast, close flybys of Europa, nearly 50 of them.
Swooping in close.
Yeah, getting as close as maybe 25 kilometers, just 16 miles, above the surface on some passes.
Wow. And what's it looking for on those flybys?
Several things. Mapping the ice shell in detail, looking for areas where the ocean might be interacting with the surface, maybe weak spots, or even plumes, geysers erupting through the ice.
Geysers from the ocean below.
That's the hope. If it can find and maybe even fly through a plume, it could sample the ocean water without ever having to land or drill, searching for signs of habitability, the conditions needed for life.
So what kind of life could be there? In a dark, cold, high-pressure ocean under ice?
That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? If life exists, it would have to be adapted to extreme conditions, probably low energy, maybe clustered around hydrothermal vents, if they exist there.
Like the ones on Earth's ocean floor.
Exactly. Those volcanic vents spew heat and chemicals, supporting whole ecosystems down here without sunlight. Maybe something similar is happening on Europa. It's a long shot, but the potential is incredible.
It really is. Mind-boggling possibilities.
Yeah.
Okay, one more cosmic wonder before we come back to Earth. The Lightning Spaghetti Nebula.
Ah, great name.
Isn't it? It's this amazing image showing the swirling remnants of a massive star that exploded, went supernova.
Supernova.
Yeah.
The star basically tears itself apart.
Right. A huge catastrophic explosion. This one happened over 40,000 years ago, and the picture shows this tangled, filament-like structure left behind. Looks like, well, spaghetti caught in lightning.
A beautiful, violent reminder of how dynamic the universe is. These cosmic events, star birth, star death, they create the elements that eventually make up planets and maybe even life.
It all connects back, from potential microbes on Europa to these vast nebulae.
It really does. It's all part of the same grand cosmic story.
Okay, let's bring it back down to Earth for a final round. A quick look at some quirky wonders, everyday delights, human creativity again, but maybe in more unexpected places.
Sounds fun.
We've had grand art, deep space, but sometimes ingenuity just pops up, right?
Yeah.
Like Chuck Jurgen Teschke, an aircraft engineer in Canada.
What did he do?
He took an old, rotting VW camper van and spent 900 hours turning it into a flamper.
A flamper. Flying camper.
Exactly. It looks amazing, like you could take off. It doesn't actually fly. It's more like art. But still, the imagination.
That's brilliant. Just the sheer playfulness of it.
Yeah. And it's not alone. There's Steve Messham's Fluffy Fortress.
Fluffy
A
Fortress.
10-meter-high tower. Looks like it's made of concrete blocks from far away, but get closer. It's covered entirely in sheep fleece.
Wow. Playing with expectations. Strength and softness.
Totally. Or that artist, Sepe, a French-Swiss guy. He does these enormous 3D artworks on grass, like on football pitches.
Using paint?
Yeah, but it's eco-friendly paint he makes himself. From chalk, charcoal, water, biodegradable, huge temporary pictures you can only really see properly from above.
So art, engineering, environmental awareness, all mixed together.
Exactly. These aren't just oddities. They're genuinely creative expressions, right? Turning the everyday into something magical.
Absolutely. And you see that ingenuity in performance, too.
Like who?
Well, you mentioned the Black Blues Brothers earlier, those Kenyan acrobats. Incredible physical skill and balance.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
Or even something simple but clever, like that Japanese designer Sugio Ippei. He made wrapping paper that looks exactly like loaves of bread.
Bread wrapping paper. That's hilarious.
Isn't it? Such a simple, playful, unexpected idea.
It really is.
It just shows how design and performance can bring a bit of joy and wonder into ordinary life. And, that creativity even extends to language itself.
How do you mean?
Think about Roald Dahl. There's a stage version of the BFG coming out.
Oh, the big friendly giant?
Right. At the Royal Shakespeare Theatre, actually, from late 2025 into 2026. And it's full of his amazing made-up language, Gobblefunk.
Ah, yes. Like snoscumber for that horrible vegetable.
And chidlers for children. And whiz popping?
We can probably guess what that means.
I think so. It's just a brilliant celebration of how language itself can be stretched and played with, a canvas for creativity.
So true. Okay, so from flying campers to fluffy towers to whiz-popping giants, creativity really is everywhere, isn't it?
In all shapes and sizes. It's that endless human imagination at work.
What a trip we've taken today, eh?
We really have covered some ground.
Started with dancing cockatoos in Australia, looked at koalas and their weird thumbs.
Then the incredible art of Emily Kamkanwari, painted late in life but rooted in decades of tradition.
And David Unaipon, the inventor and writer, Australia's Leonardo.
Don't forget the 900-year-old head popping out in Scotland.
Can't forget that. Then we jumped to space supermoons, the Lightning Spaghetti Nebula.
And that amazing Europa Clipper mission, heading out to look for signs of life.
And finished off with flamper vans and fluffy fortresses and Gobblefunk. It just proves, doesn't it? Any source, no matter how random it seems, can hold these incredible nuggets of knowledge.
Absolutely. And I think this dive really highlights that core idea. Knowledge isn't just about collecting facts. It's most valuable when we, understand it, connect it, apply it.
Finding the patterns.
Yeah, using critical thinking to link these different threads together. From animal behavior to human history to cosmology. It builds a much richer picture of everything.
Hopefully we've sparked some aha moments today.
That's the goal, encouraging everyone listening to keep looking for those moments, keep seeking out new perspectives.
So we've seen wonders today, familiar things, totally new things. Our final thought for you is this. What unexpected place or maybe unexpected idea will you choose to explore next? Knowing that even something that looks ordinary on the surface might hide some extraordinary insights.